Hello, and you're very welcome once again to the Herbalist's Apothecary Kitchen. I'm Stefan Jorgensen, herbalist. Today we're going to make some mead. Mead is an ancient drink that is based on honey, water, yeast, and it ferments and it makes alcohol, and it can actually get up to 36% proof, some of the ones that I make. You can have them infused with different herbs. You can have, or you can have just plain mead, okay, which is basically honey, water, yeast. So, without further ado, or a don't, what we're going to have is your ingredients are, you need 4 pounds of honey, okay, so each one of these little jars is 1 pound. Now, it's not really necessary to have the most expensive and most wonderful honey that you can possibly get. This stuff, what you're just looking for is the sugar, yeah? Medicinally, you can put plants into it. So the night before, what I'd do if I'm infusing it with the type of plant is, I would soak your gallon of water with the herbs, bring it to just a boil, so you're going to just like make a tea from it. Then the next day you strain it all out, so you take away all the plant matter, and you're left with a pot of basically herbal tea. So you can use rose petals, you can use anything, vervain, you can use hawthorn berries, you can use whatever, chamomile, you can use elderflowers, you can use elderberries, and each one of those has its own specific medicinal value as well. So anyway, so without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we're going to make our mead. So what we've done is we have a pot here, a great big cauldron, you can see the steam coming off it. And what we have in this, we have 8 pints of water, and those 8 pints of water, you're going to just bring them to a simmer, okay? Then, which we have done here, then with that, what we do is we have our, I'll just put this on that. We have then our 4 pounds of honey. So what we do is we're going to pour our honey into this water. Now this is so nice. It is so golden. And like I said, this actually will, it'll take the 4 pounds of honey to the 4 litres or 8 pints of water, the gallon of water here. So we scrape them out, yeah, we keep them just going. Here, it's lovely. And we can come back to that one in a second. So, mead has been around since ancient times. Yeah, the Druids in Ireland would drink it. It was a ritual drink as well. Vikings drank mead. So it's absolutely, it is ancient, so thousands of years old. It can be quite strong, and of course the longer that you leave it to ferment and for the alcohol to be produced in it, the better the mead is going to be. You can drink this after 3 months, but leave it for at least 6 months. I've left it sometimes for even up to a year, and at that, then it is really crisp, it is so golden clear. The mead from that, and it's very, very subtle. The sweetness almost all goes from it, but you can really taste that there is a alcoholic belt out of it. So we're going to use, there we go, and another one. So like I said, we put all the honey into it, and then let's do 2 at a time here. So, gloopy, look at this. Oh, it's so nice. So what we do then, guys, after this, okay, we return it back onto the heat and we bring it to a simmer. Now, as it simmers, what's going to happen is it's going to come a scum that's going to form on the top of the water and honey mix here. And what we do is we scrape all of that off. So you can spend about, what, 40 minutes or so, just keep scraping off all the scum, okay? So when it all then clarifies, what we're left with then is our mead. After that, what we do is we let it cool down to body temperature, and then we add in our yeast. So to a gallon of water and 4 pounds of honey, I normally put in a mixture of, and I take some of the honey mix here from this when it has cooled down, take it up and add our 2.5 to 3 teaspoons of yeast into that. Mix it around, get it bubbling and put it back in, but you have to make sure that it is very body temperature and no more when you start putting the yeast in, otherwise it'll kill the yeast and the whole thing will go off and go all mouldy. So let's return this back onto our heat, and we have still some more of our honey here that we're getting out of the jars. So we have yeah, we're going to have a real good time with all of this. So we're going to come back to this in just a few seconds, okay? And we pause video and we come back to it when I have all the scum forming on the top, and we'll show you what it looks like, okay? And I'm scraping off the scum to clarify the mead, so we have no yucky bits in it, and it will ferment and produce a really good quality beverage in about 6 months' time. So come back when we have this done, and we'll talk to you then.